Welcome back, guys, to Golden Sun, where we have puzzles in front of us in Altmiller Cave, finding a stranded man silhouette. We continue onwards deeper after hearing his instructions to press the left and rightmost of some rocks which are coloured in an order that is, if my memory is correct, blue, green, white, yellow and red. With some kind of denoting thing as well while we do it in an order. So we just continue onwards and hope that my memory remains strong enough to be able to even remember any of that. Right then, so we've got ourselves a golem here. What's going to be your weakness, sir? I'd say it's probably air, to be honest, but I think in a round of attacks we'll completely demolish you. Without much of an issue, and if we're going to get stunned there, and the barrage as well, everything's howling. We'll continue onwards. Wait! The draft is on a table behind the door. Well, we'll sort this out, sir, because we've got not mind read but reveal, which helps us through the darkness. So let's keep on going and find ourselves a dead end straight away, but more interestingly, there was a little bit of wall that showed there was light beyond. A little bit of a corridor. So let's continue down there. It's Clay Gargoyle and Mad Mole. Right. I don't know if Garrett can take this out all on his own. So let's use Scorch there. Ivan, you can hit that one. And you're on that duty, Mia. So Frostbite comes out. 78 damage. Stun. Brilliant. Mortal Danger howls. And there's 129 damage. Weakness damage, in fact. Scorch completely destroys. So the question is, what element is he weak to? What is Mortal Danger's element? Usually a flying foe is weak to wind, but if it's not, then it must be earth. So Clay Gargoyle, which seems to be made of earth, is actually weak to his own elements, I'd say. So we got ourselves a vial there from the treasure chest. We're not mind reading, we're checking out the reveal there. Okay. Nothing going on. So let's find ourselves a proper route. Working out weaknesses one by one. Golem appears. So what is your weakness, sir? Did the barrage do critical damage? I don't remember. Well, if we're going to end on our last one anyway. Oh, we actually forgot to reset that one. So let's go Fever here. Everyone's attacks together managed to do a fair amount of damage, but that's not so good. Right, it's not the weakness. But we got ourselves a level up for him, so that's not too bad. We'll take what we can get there. So it's probably wind for you then, I'd have to guess. Right, we're getting our way through. In fact, we should keep revealing in case there's any secret kind of corridors and stuff. It's only 1 PP at a time, and we regenerate PP from walking around. Okay, and we also see things when, just as we saw right there, the battle comes in, and then we get to see everything. So can we defeat that with one gust? Because I know its weakness is that. In fact, we can, so we'll take that. All his attacks. Scorch comes in. We know the rats are weak to fire. We get ourselves double weakness there, but no items gained. It'd be nice when we've got more Djinn, if you know what I mean, but then, we could go weaknesses or use more Djinn before having to reset them, but then we might want to look at making some kind of other classes around the place, because I've heard that there are more powerful ones. So Olizandri's party attacks first. You're weak to earth, so let's use Quake Sphere on you then. Actually, no, it might be better to use Clay Spire, to be honest. Right, we'll also use ourselves... Actually, let's just go full AoE. All the damage. Not ice, Ice Horn. That way we definitely have the Golem's weakness, which is Wind of D. So that makes more sense. Earth weak to the wind and yeah, yada yada. The Clay Gargoyles are weak to their own element. Well, there we go, taking them down without much of an issue. Well, we did use PP for that, that's for sure. But hello, sir. Oh, you could be handy for us, so we'd actually have to move this one along to you in the end. So we'll give that over there. Because we're making a space for another Mercury Djinni. apart from that, considering there's a bit of a puddle there, let's push this one up. Okay. So this one needs to come along a little bit, then both of them can go down one, which enables us to get that. Yeah, I think that works perfectly fine. Right, so we'll use Frost over here. A little bit of a pause there to try and work out what it is exactly I'm doing. We've also got to move this over here to be able to get through. So the next bit of terrain, but if we push that there, stop it there. Ah. Okay, I messed up from the very start then. I had to push that one upwards, didn't I? The thing is, I can't push that one back downwards now, so that puzzle's now bust. There's still enemies around though, so let's get rid of them. Of course, we're not going to be getting Ivan's last attack, so we may as well just do a full attack round and defeat you nicely. Especially considering everyone wants to crit at the moment. That's fine by me. Now, how did I mess up that puzzle? Let's check this out again. Right, so the only way I can make it through to... That's not a movable column. What is down here? Just drop-off spots? Okay, just drop-off spots. We got a white there, which is going to be fire-hating. So with that said, we'll get to work going bang. We'll queue you up for a big blast attack on the white. We'll hit you as well, and over there maybe. That should be enough damage, if I'm right in saying. Mortal Danger comes out to do even more as well. Now, can Ivan's Gust finish that? Well, Forcible Arm comes in to do critical damage as well, so I don't like that one bit. Right, if Ivan doesn't finish it off, we'll just queue it up so we've got it nicely for Isaac to finish off. But there we go, double damage extraordinaire. We'll take all that. Now I can't even remember if I got the guy right. So we obviously pushed that one down. That's no problem. The thing is, we have to move this one to get into the puzzle in the first place. Which then means I can't make it to that one to push that one, which now makes me wonder, is there another way round from there? Of course, pushing upwards there means that I wouldn't be able to if the ice was there, so I can't push that one back down at all now. So the real question comes, is can I jump over and take the puzzle on from this side? Well, it doesn't seem I can. If I could, then things would be sorted, but yeah, I'm having a bit of a problem with that one in terms of thinking what I can do. So is there another secret door or some such? Well, a Dreadhound has appeared. What is that? I would love some howling to figure out a weakness, but I think that means it's weak to water. And that confirms that, but all the same, everything's down, and Ivan levels up as well for nice stat boosts. There's got to be a way to do that puzzle and get that Djinn, because, well, it wouldn't just not allow me to get it. So we've got ourselves a chest here of a cookie. Cookie goes over to, well, you still got the lowest PP in general, so let's keep leveling your firepower up. Can't get anywhere else from there. Am I leaving that puzzle in stupid fashion at this point in time? That's what I'm worrying about. Now you do have an attack here. You have Mist to try and take this one down. Life Leech seems to be water element as well. And no, considering Mia attacks before Isaac at the moment, we're not going to get the weakness strike there, but to be honest, an enemy like that looks like it could probably give me some nice abilities if I do manage to get it with the critical, specially lovely, jubbly attacks. Right. However, we come back to here for now, because we have to figure a little bit of this out. Right, we can push this along. That's not a problem for us. Problem comes as to when we push this up. We can push that one along. Oh my goodness, really? Really? Time to facepalm everyone moment? I don't know. So if I push this one all the way along, I still can't get that one down, can I? In general, or so I think, because no, there's this here. Ah, it looks like it blocks things off, but it's actually a stand-up column. The puzzles, they're horrific. Now, if we push this one to there, we can't get through, which is not so bad, because now what we do is we should frost here, push this one to there, which enables us to get through, then we can push that one down, which brings it to there, and then we push that one down up there, which brings it to a nice location. Ah! It's perspective. Perspective is messing me up. Oh well, we found new monsters and we got ourselves a cookie in the meantime, but that's still a waste of time. Time wasted is never good. Ah, from this point, we still have to push this one back to get on round, but that's not much of an issue for us, because that brings us to where we need to be. Hello! We finally come to you, but you want to battle? How dare you! Right then, Ragnarok is going to plummet down on your brain. In fact, actually, let's strike a blow that can cleave stone. Surely that will be more powerful. Right, we'll attack with that. Attack here, and I'm going to use a Djinn for you because I want to try and put you to sleep. In fact, I didn't want to just straight attack with you, to be honest, so much, Ivan, but we did make it fall asleep, so that's not bad. Flint attacks for 206 damage. And we still haven't felled it, which is amazing in itself. Right then, we use ourselves another Tangle Foes to drop agility. That doesn't sound like exactly attack one. That one does sound attack-based, however. So let's tap it a little bit with Mia and Ivan. Hope it doesn't fall. Oh. Well, we nearly got the bonus. We didn't know exactly how much HP it had. And to be honest, we don't want it fleeing. But we finally claim the Djinn for this puzzle. Squall has joined Ivan. Right then, let's set that indeed. Do we gain any more PP or any more abilities from that? No, but we've got ourselves a nice setup there. If we can find ourselves a Mercury Djinn now, a lovely water one, will be set. In fact, will a class upgrade happen again for our purest of Isaacs at the moment? I do not know, but let's get checking around now that we're going a different direction. We've got ourselves one treasure chest, and now we have ourselves a ton of guys that must be weak to fire. So let's flare them away. You know what? Let's whirlwind them away as well. They're not going to survive this barrage. I will not allow it. Oh, it seems they're actually earth weak worms, aren't they? Oh, another worm appears? They are fire weak, okay. That's really confusing, but let's just defend then. Or no, not just purely defend. Attack as well. Don't call any more. Ow! This could take some time. Right then, we felled the worm. That's all good. We still have another one to get another weakness attack on. Will it cool more? Well, Mortal Danger comes out and actually finishes the job. It says enough of that. Well, that was getting me experience, so I don't mind that one bit. Alright, let's buff up everyone's classes. Start casting Reveal yet again. We might make it to the puzzle at some point here, but we got ourselves some kind of weird maze going. Okay. Where does that lead if we go through that tangle? Well, it brings us up to a treasure chest that we saw before, but we're not really going to get all that much out of that. Okay. Flint, go. The reason for that is if these guys crit or do some nice damage, That'll happen. No goodies gained though, so meh. All I can say to that. Right, we can go up this way now, which is useless. I wonder if we missed anything down there by going through, because it seems we've actually came to the right location. Doesn't look like there's any treasure chest lying around, but you never know. So we come forward to even more block-pushing puzzles, but now that we have our perspective trick down, we're not going to fall for that again. So let's go for the same setup, eh? Flint. Blast attack here. In fact, if we go with a strong tornado and then a small attack on Mia there, that should equal 2 weakness strike wins. Effective and brilliant, but we're not really getting the items. Anyway, extra experience is never bad. Reset, make sure everyone's full powered, and check out the scope of a massive puzzle. Wow, okay, well, we're going to check this way first, just in case. Okay, so we can climb up this way to get round, it seems. Have I actually already reached the door by doing that? I'm a bit confused now. Right, so we are going to go attack heavy. Nuke it? Yeah, in fact, I think I'm going to nuke it. If we do it this way, we check the weakness for the Dreadhound to be perfect. And if the Golem survives by being the one on the weaker side of the damage, we can hit it with Gust and go for the weakness strike, but it's definitely water. The Gaia comes out. But not exactly that strong damage. Ow, Hound of Doom. Well, Flare took it down all the same, but Ivan can finish the job finally. So let's get to work. Gust it. I would like to use a wish, but I don't think you're going to attack beforehand. So another foe is felled. Dreadhound completely defeated, and we've got ourselves round to the cave, it seems. And completely ignored the puzzle. Maybe the puzzle's for the way out. Okay, we got ourselves rocks, of which there are 5, so let's get with our instructions, eh? So we have ourselves a colour wheel. Now, if I'm right in saying it was blue, green, white, yellow, red. In fact, you can kind of get it from the order anyway, because if you go clockwise, it's blue, green, white, yellow, red, so it's more or less the same thing. Haha, my memory! It held out for a whole episode! It's amazing! Mind you, this colour wheel is not exactly the fastest of things, right, White? Oh, what's going on? That was like the worst combination lock ever. Is there anything hidden here? Well, that's mine, mind you. Oh, okay. Reveal can also tell me the colour of the rocks, so that's brilliant. But that treasure chest is a little bit up on high, but I can claim it. And we've got ourselves the Mystic Draught. So now it's all about getting ourselves out again. No secrets here. And no monsters guarding it, which would make sense. So now we've got to make our way out of this area, which, as we found, was ridiculously easy. There was no puzzle. Let's put it that way. No puzzle to be seen in this location or land. Right, well, that said, we go to work. Let's get a little bit of damage on you with Mia here. I want to get a weakness strike, to be honest. Right, Golem's been stunned, paralyzed, and cannot move, which is a good thing. Right, let's get an attack on you, an attack on you. We'll get the Gust going over there, and a wish to heal. That worked quite well for me. Right, the wish fully restores mostly everyone. Mortal danger, no, we don't want to finish this guy. Oh, fire blessing. Well, that helps confirm our weakness even more. But no, Garrett, you're not supposed to fell it. We're supposed to weakness strike it, don't you know? Oh, you messed up everything. Though, mind you, I did get coaxed with a lot of fire there. So, yes. Get that off. And then continue back on our way up, it seems. to our man in distress. So caves to traverse through, monsters to fight. We can quickly probably check out if there was anything special down there that we missed. But I don't think there was, to be honest. A ton of whites appear. Let's get ourselves some flaring and a tornado as well. I think that should probably end up defeating everyone. If not, it's going to be the golem alive. But mortal danger comes out. Nope, party down. Let's quickly check if there's any treasure chest or anything like that down here. Or just a completely dead end, as the case seems to be. So with that done, we head back to Mr. Old Man to give himself his draft and pep him up, as he seems himself a bit ill. So we'll see you next episode for more Golden Sun. Bye-bye.